Have you ever imagined a world without trees? It's an intriguing thought, isn't it? Trees have been silently standing guard over our planet for millions of years. They've been our faithful companions, providing us with shade, food, and even the air we breathe. Consider the magnitude of their role. They are the lungs of the earth, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. They are the stalwarts that hold the soil in place, preventing erosion. An integral part of various ecosystems, they provide habitats for countless species, and let's not forget their role in our lives, providing us with materials for shelter, fuel, and countless other necessities. But what if one day they all disappeared? A world without trees is not just a barren landscape, but a planet teetering on the brink of unimaginable consequences. So let's embark on this thought experiment together. Now, let's delve into the consequences of a world devoid of trees. Trees are the lungs of our planet, but what happens if they disappear? Picture this. Trees are like diligent workers, tirelessly conducting a process known as photosynthesis. They absorb carbon dioxide, a potentially harmful gas, from the atmosphere. Then, using energy from the sun, they transform this carbon dioxide, along with water, into glucose, a type of sugar that fuels their growth. But that's not all. As a byproduct of photosynthesis, trees release oxygen, the very gas that we humans and all other animals need to survive. So, what if these workers went on strike, or worse still, vanished altogether? The oxygen levels in our atmosphere, currently around 21%, would begin to decline. And as oxygen levels decrease, the amount of carbon dioxide would start to increase, since there would be fewer trees to absorb it. This imbalance of gases could have severe consequences for air quality, potentially making the air toxic to breathe. But it's not just about us. The effects of oxygen depletion would ripple throughout the entire ecosystem. Many species of animals and insects, which rely on oxygen just as we do, could face extinction. Moreover, trees are not just oxygen producers. They are carbon sinks, storing vast amounts of carbon within their trunks, branches, and leaves. If the trees were to disappear, all the carbon they've stored over hundreds and sometimes thousands of years would be released back into the atmosphere. This sudden surge of carbon dioxide could lead to a drastic increase in global temperatures, accelerating the rate of climate change. In short, trees are indispensable. They maintain the delicate balance of gases in our atmosphere, ensuring that there's enough oxygen for us to breathe and not too much carbon dioxide. They keep our air clean, our climate stable, and our ecosystems thriving. Without trees, the air we breathe would drastically change. The world as we know it would be unrecognizable. And it's up to us to ensure that this grim scenario remains a thought experiment and not a future reality. Trees do more than just clean our air. They are also climate regulators, silently working to keep our planet's climate in check. Trees play a pivotal role in maintaining the delicate balance of our environment by moderating temperature, reducing carbon dioxide levels, and influencing rainfall patterns. Let's start with temperature. You've probably experienced the cooling effect of trees if you've ever sought shade under a leafy canopy on a hot summer's day. This is because trees absorb sunlight, reducing the amount of heat that reaches the ground. On a larger scale, forests can regulate local and global temperatures, acting as Earth's air conditioner. Without them, we might face hotter days and warmer nights. But trees don't just keep us cool, they also help regulate the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. Through the process of photosynthesis, trees absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. This natural cycle helps to stabilize the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Without trees to absorb this carbon dioxide, we could see a significant increase in global temperatures, a phenomenon known as global warming. And what about rainfall? Well, trees contribute to the water cycle too. Through a process called transpiration, water evaporates from the leaves of trees and rises into the atmosphere, where it cools and condenses to form clouds. This process can influence local weather patterns and even contribute to rainfall. Without trees, areas that rely on this process for their rainfall might become drier, leading to desertification. In essence, trees are integral to the health of our planet. Without them, we might face a future of increased global warming, extreme weather events, and shifting rainfall patterns. We could see hotter summers, colder winters, more intense storms, and longer droughts. Without trees, our climate could become unpredictable and potentially dangerous. As we move forward, let's remember the silent work trees do every day to keep our climate stable and our planet livable. From the Amazon rainforest to your local park, trees are home to countless species. They are the pillars of biodiversity, providing shelter, food, and even the very air that countless organisms breathe. Trees, with their complex structures and extensive root systems, create a variety of microhabitats. Each leaf, branch, and bark crevice is a potential home for a myriad of life forms. Birds nest in the branches, insects thrive in the bark, and mammals find refuge in the hollows. Trees also serve as the planet's pantry. Their fruits, nuts, leaves, and bark are feasts for countless creatures. Even the smallest seed can be a lifeline for a creature in the wild. But what happens when the trees disappear? Without trees, entire ecosystems can crumble. The loss of trees means the loss of habitats, and with it, the potential extinction of many species. From the tiniest insect to the largest mammal, the ripple effect of deforestation can lead to a massive decline in biodiversity. Imagine a world without the melody of birdsong, the flutter of butterflies, or the quiet rustle of creatures in the underbrush. We stand to lose not just the creatures themselves, but the roles they play in our ecosystems, from pollinators that help plants reproduce to predators that keep prey populations in check. Every creature has a vital role in maintaining the balance of nature. Without trees, we risk losing the rich tapestry of life on Earth, the vibrant array of species that paint our planet with color, sound, and life could become a thing of the past. This is not just about the loss of beautiful and fascinating creatures, but about the loss of ecological balance that is vital for the health of our planet. Let's not forget that biodiversity is not just pleasant to look at. It's crucial for our survival. It's what makes our planet habitable, and it's what can make our future sustainable. Without trees, we risk losing the rich tapestry of life on Earth. But the impact of a treeless world wouldn't just be felt by the environment. Imagine a world without trees, where the air is thick with pollutants and carbon dioxide. This would not only make it harder for us to breathe, but the rise in air pollution could also lead to a surge in respiratory issues such as asthma and bronchitis. The World Health Organization has already stated that air pollution is a major environmental risk to health, and without trees to filter our air, this risk would only increase. Food insecurity would also become a significant problem. Trees play a crucial role in our food system, not just as direct food sources, but also as part of the ecosystems that support the crops we rely on. They help to regulate water cycles, enrich soil fertility, and provide habitat for pollinators. Without trees, we could face a global food crisis, with staple foods like grains, fruits, and vegetables becoming scarce and expensive. The economic repercussions of a treeless world would be massive. The timber industry, which generates hundreds of billions of dollars worldwide, would collapse. But the economic impact goes beyond just timber. Think about all the industries that are indirectly reliant on trees. Tourism, for instance, would take a hit as forests, national parks, and wildlife reserves disappear. The pharmaceutical industry, which derives many of its medicines from plant sources, would also be affected. Moreover, trees act as natural buffers against extreme weather events, such as floods and hurricanes. Without them, we could see an increase in the frequency and severity of these events, leading to enormous costs in terms of infrastructure damage and human displacement. In essence, trees are intrinsic to our survival. They provide us with the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the resources we need for our economies to thrive. They protect us from the ravages of climate change and nurture the biodiversity that keeps our planet healthy. Without trees, our health, food security, and economies could all be at risk. It's clear that a world without trees is a world we don't want to inhabit. Our thought experiment has taken us through a grim journey, illustrating the vital role trees play in our lives. From providing life-sustaining oxygen to regulating our climate, trees are the unsung heroes of our planet. Their loss would not only lead to a catastrophic depletion of oxygen, but also trigger a domino effect on our climate, leading to unbearable heat and extreme weather conditions. Biodiversity would crumble, and human lives would be significantly altered, if not threatened. Trees are the lungs of our earth, our umbrellas against the sun, and our shelters in the storm. They are home to countless species and a source of inspiration for us all. We must not wait for a treeless world to appreciate their importance. While this is a hypothetical scenario, the reality is that deforestation is happening at an alarming rate. The time to act is now. Protect and plant trees for a better world.